Welcome back guys. If you haven't watched the last video, I would recommend to watch that video and then come back. I will provide the link in the description. Let's continue with the current video. Here we are going to cover two things. One is form and relevant tag, plus I am going to bonuses which are very important for you as a web developer, and this will provide you superpowers. I would recommend to watch the video till the end. In the end, I will provide you these bonuses. So let's get started. I want you to download this file from the description because I have done some changes here in the last file we created together. So what I'm going to do is I will add a link here, LIA contact us, and here I'm going to provide part to a file that will be about.html. We haven't created this file, so what I want you to do is come here and click on the Explorer, then click on this new file icon, give it a name about.html. This is very important that this name and this file name should match, otherwise it will not work. You see, here we have contact us. When I click on it, it will take me to this about.html. Now there is nothing here, so it's showing nothing. What I want you to do is write exclamation mark, hit the tab, provide you a default template. Here I will change it to about us happy web dev. Come back, refresh, click on contact us. You see it's updated to about us happy web dev. Write form, hit tab, so it will provide you the form here. So the form has two attributes. One is action and another one is method. What action does, when you submit this form, it will perform whatever the action you provide here. Normally what we do, we provide part to a particular file. When we submit the form, we can do it with two ways. One is get method and another one is post method. The difference between these two methods is when you provide get as a method, it will ask the server to provide results according to the request. This will give you result. When you want submit something to your server, you use post method. We use post method to create users, create comments, create posts in blogs. This is the thing you can do with get and post. Form is nothing, just a digital version of the form you submit in the physical world. As in physical world, we use form to submit our details to our server. I will show you this method in practically, but for now, let me just remove this. We have input tag to collect response from the user input, and input tag have different types. Let me just copy this. One is text. We use text for first name and last name. We have email, collect emails. We have radio, buttons, checkbox, color. If I press Control and space like this, you will see different types of input types we have here. Collect file on the user. We can use file input. There's also an input for button. This is a normal button. We also have submit button. Submit. To submit our input, we can use reset type. Actually, these are type, not buttons. Reset, date. If you want to know more about different types of input, I would recommend search for input type in HTML, and you will see this W3 school, and there must be a MDN here. Here it is. You can see different types of inputs here. Password. MDN also has different types of input here. So I would suggest you to go through these pages, learn more in depth. You and I both know that this is a text input, this is for email, this is for radio button, this is for checkbox, this is for color, but you can't differentiate between this text type and email type. So what we do, either provide placeholder attribute to let the user know that what this field is for. First name. So you see first name is appearing here. So if I start to write here, it will disappear. Likewise, we can add a placeholder email here to let the user know that this field is for email. And for radio button, we don't have any placeholder, but what we can do, we can use label tag. For now, I will erase this for attribute. I will explain later. I will write gender. I will write label again, male, And now what I'm going to do, I will copy this two thing and paste female other. Now user can understand that this radio button is for male, this radio button is for others. And likewise for checkbox, we can use label, I agree, terms and conditions. You see, now user can see that this checkbox is for the terms and conditions agreement. This one is for color picking. The user can select different colors here like this. Here the code for RGB will appear. We'll learn more about colors and RGB and different type to represent color in CSS. For now, I want you to understand that we use color picker, color input type for colors. With the help of this file, what we can do, we can click here. Let me open the folder we are working on. So I will click on file and navigate that particular folder. Select. So you see the name is appearing here. So the name is appearing here, whatever the file you select. Since we have provided input type as button, we also need to provide its value. Click me. So whatever the value provided here, it will appear as the text of that button. And with the help of submit input, what I can do, when I click on it, it will submit this form. As you see, question mark has appeared. That means we try to submit the form. And with help of reset, what we can do, we can reset all the inputs. So if I type something like here, this is my name and email ID, let me say abcd@gmail.com, and I can select male, agree to the terms and condition. I will select color as something bluish. So if I let's skip that option for now. So if I click on reset, we'll see all the input will be reset. We'll see all is gone. With the help of this date type, I can select a particular date from here. I can change month, also years, like this. And this password field, what it does, it encrypts the password whatever you type here. If I type hello, you cannot see, but I have wrote hello here. So this is what password does. Now what I'm going to do, I will fast forward from here and create a simple form that represents a form for registration. We can use number. We can use tail for mobile numbers. Since I'm from India, so the code is +91. What I done is created some sort of registration form here. Now you see everything is kind of one after another. So what we can do, we can use a special tag called BR, break the line. So you see after first name and this input, last name directly comes, doesn't go below. So if I provide BR like this, you see it went down. Likewise, I can provide BR after anything where I want to break the line, or we can use generic container called div. I'll delete it and I will wrap everything within this div. So if I do like this, you see it also pushes the other content down, because as you remember, I told you in the previous video that div is a block level element, which means it will occupy all width available to it. So I will fast forward and put everything in div. So you see it is like this. I know this is kind of ugly, but since we don't know CSS yet, so we cannot style it. But once you have mastered the CSS, you will learn how to make this form beautiful. So I want to change this radio button position. I will put in front of its label. Okay, now it's good. We can also add date here instead of age, but let's keep it like this. For label and input, we have very useful attributes called for, which applies to label. Here, what we do, we provide ID of the input we want this label to associate with. So what I'm going to do, I'll assign an ID, like first name. If you don't know, this is a camel casing. In camel casing, what we do, like this is the first name how we write normally. But in camel casing, what we do, we keep the first word as it is, and whatever the word comes after the first one, we capitalize the first letter of that next word, like this M, or this is very important. So you see, every first letter of word is capitalized except for the first one. This is called camel casing. Likewise, we will copy the ID, paste the same for 4. So what this does is it allows us to select the associated input without clicking on it. What do I mean? When I click on first name, we'll see this input will be selected. You see, like this. But if I click on last name, nothing happens. You see, I'm clicking, but nothing is happening. If I provide the last name, copy the same, come to the input, provide ID attribute, last name. Now, if I click on it, it will select that input. So this is what for and ID used for. So I do the same for each and every label and input. So we are done. If I click on first name, we will select first name input. If I click on last name, email ID, male, female, others. Now you see there is something weird happening here. You cannot have every gender here selected. So what we are going to do, we are going to learn about name attribute. The name attribute is helpful when you are sending your form to the server. What do I mean by that? Let me show you. You see, we don't have any name associated here. So if I write I think I have done some typo here. It's not the problem of typo, but I have specified password as text. So I have to change it to password. So you have to understand this thing when you are using live server. Whenever you hit on Ctrl S and save the document, it will refresh your page. So the content is lost. We'll write again. Let's see. Sorry, there was a typo. You can hit the tab to select the next input. Now it's working. Now we'll see when I hit the register button, since we have not specified any method here. So by default, form will use the get method, and you see nothing is specified here. Whenever you use a get method, what happens is it will show you the name of that particular input. What I'm going to do is I will write name as first name. You see a pattern here. I always keep for name and ID similar so that I don't make any blunder here. Let's give it another go. Hit the register button. You see first name and the value of that particular input. So this is the input. We provided name as first name, so it's showing first name and the value of the input. If I change it to something random, not this one, but this one, random. So you see, it's saying random. So let me change it to first name. So what I'm going to do, I will provide each input a name attribute that will be same as the ID. Here you have to be careful. There can be 3 inputs, but it all relates to one thing, that is gender. So if you want to restrict the user from selecting multiple radio button, what you can do, you can provide same name attribute to this say inputs, not here, here. So this is very important. So I will demonstrate this first and then we'll do the rest. Since I provided same value for name attribute, you see I can select only one at a time. If I had changed something like male, female, others, so now you see every attribute of name has different value. So it will consider them as separate. We don't want that. We want it to be same. You will understand the importance of name once you get to the backend. For now, you just understand that this is important for your server. So I have associated every input with name attribute. So what I am going to do, I will check it once again. So now if I hit enter, you will see for the name input, the value is Manager Khan. For the last input, we have Pathan. For the email, we have, there are very weird thing here. This is called URL encoding. So what it does, it converts something called URL encoding. If you want to know more about URL encoding, you can go here, URL encode. So what URL encode does is changes the special character into some numeric value. So if I write I am best web and encode, we'll see instead of space, we are getting this percentage 20%, like this. If I write like this, you will see instead of @ we have this percentage 4. This is called URL encoding. I have done this to show you what happens behind the scene, but I will recommend not to use get method when you are sending some sensitive data to the server, because anybody can see the data here. So what we can do, we can use post method. I'll go here. By default, it uses get method. I will change it to post. So if I now submit the input, register, you see nothing happened here, and it's saying this page isn't working because what it did, it tried to submit the details to this page. So this error occurs because we haven't configured any backend. The same way, when you go to Google, right click, inspect, select this mouse icon, and you see text area. I want you to select this. So you see here, it has a form which has method get, and what it does, it sends the get request to this route. So when you hit the enter, what will do, it will send the get request to this route, and server will give a response. If I write like this and hit the enter, under the search route, and after that this is a parameter. We'll understand about this in backend, copy webdev YouTube. So what it did, it hit the search route with the get method with this string, and according to that gave me this result. Okay, that's what happening behind the scene. And there's the last tag here for this video is button. You have to understand this, when you don't provide anything, when you don't explicitly mention that what type of button is there, what it will do, it will create this one as a submit button. So if I didn't provide this submit button here, what it would do, it would consider this button as a submit. I can use any of this. Let me just delete this whole thing. If I specify here type, you see we have different options: button, reset, and submit. I can treat this button as a reset like this to reset the form. I can also use it as a submit button. It will submit the form. If you don't want it to do anything, what you can do, you can change the type to button. So now if I click on it, nothing will happen. Now the button we use for is when we want to do some action, and we will understand this better in JavaScript. So I will leave it at that. So we have completed the form. Now for the 2 bonuses I promised. 2 bonuses are AI tools. I know most of you have heard that AI is taking over and so many things are happening in artificial intelligence. So there are many tools out there, but the most useful for you as a beginner are ChatGPT and DALL 2. Both of these are developed by OpenAI. What I want you to do is click on the sign up button. Write whatever password you want. Now it has sent an verification email to the email we provided. So what you need to do, we need to go to your email. In my case, Gmail, OpenAI. Click on verify email. Here it's asking for first name, last name, organization and birthday. You can leave this organization name as blank because it's optional one. Now it's asking for your mobile number. Since I'm from India, it has selected +91 region code. You need to select yes or no. So if you want your verification code to be received on WhatsApp, you can click on yes. If you don't want it to be a WhatsApp verification code, you can just click the no. Enter the whatever verification code you have received on the mobile number. Since I already have registered this mobile number with another my personal email ID, so it's saying that I will be not receiving any additional API keys. But in your case, this wouldn't be the case. So now it's giving me three options here. One is ChatGPT. DALL is also an OpenAI product. We are going to use ChatGPT first. Yeah, this is very important. I know most of the time ChatGPT provides answers that are correct, but sometimes it happens that the answers we get are not appropriate. Appropriate in the sense they are not related to the search we ask for. So this is ChatGPT. Now, if you remember, if I go back to the roof, you see here we have entered this text which has nothing useful meaning to it. So what we can do, we can ask ChatGPT to generate appropriate text for us. So what I am going to do, I will ask ChatGPT to create content for me. ChatGPT is an AI that provides human-like response according to your prompts. What is prompt? Prompt is nothing, whatever the message you type here is called prompt. Now I can create a complete course on prompt engineering, but for now I want you to understand that you can ask ChatGPT for what you are looking. Now the thing is, you have to understand what is the latest data we can provide. I will ask ChatGPT, let me know what is the latest data it can provide. So you have to keep this in mind that the data it can provide only till September 2021. After that, whatever happened in our world, ChatGPT doesn't know. One more thing, this is a free version which is ChatGPT 3.5. Let me ask the same. What is the version of ChatGPT you are? You see, this is 3.5. And if I search for what is the latest ChatGPT version, 4. So 4 is the latest version and 3.5 is the older version. If you upgrade your plan to the paid one, you will get the 4th version. There are some key difference here, you can see. So it says that sometimes what happened, ChatGPT takes more time to process your request. But for ChatGPT Plus, which is ChatGPT 4 version, it will give you the response faster. The same thing, fast response speed. And whenever they integrate new features, we will not be able to access them right away. It will take some time to update the free plan and then they will be available to us. These two things are important. Now, what I'm going to do, I ask ChatGPT to generate hero text for my hero section. Generate hero text for hero section. Now, the thing is, if I ask any generic question, ChatGPT will provide answer, no problem. But the answer will not be appropriate since ChatGPT doesn't know what is the context. So we can provide background for it, We can say the website is about teaching web development online. Now you see the text it has generated, and I can customize it further. I can say the website name is KP Web Dev. Please integrate the name of the website in the hero section. So you see it has changed to KP Web Dev. Here you see it has just wrote welcome to our online web development academy. But now it has changed to welcome KP Web Dev, your online web development academy. See? So what I'm going to do, I'll just copy this text. Don't worry, most of the text generated here are copyright free, so you can use it. I will go to the index file. Just close this one. I will delete this text, hold down, press down this shift and click and remove. Paste it here. Now you see this has more meaning to it. But you see, as I told you earlier, that HTML doesn't create white space properly. So what we can do, we can come back here and we will surround each line with p element. Let me just remove this parent p element. Now you see it has some meaningful text here, and I want to change this tagline to something else. Let me write white only tagline, because I cannot identify which one is the tagline. So this one is the tagline. I will copy, come here, change like this. I can also ask provide heading, provide only heading. Now you may think that we are not specifying what this heading is for, but what ChatGPT is doing is behind the scene, it is taking this old text or old prompts in consideration and generating the relevant content. I will copy this one, come here, and paste. Now you see it has generated a hero section for me. I can also ask the same for about section. Like if I go right here and write heading, tagline and content for about section, please mention which is which. You see it has generated the heading for me, tagline and the content. So what I'm going to do, it also generated the tagline, but we won't need that. Actually we need tagline, but generate the about section. Actually I should have mentioned this as a subheading. I will copy the prompt, or you can edit here like heading, subheading. See, this all text is generated, so I can just copy, go to the about section. I will just collapse this para, delete, paste, and I will wrap each sentence in the para tag. I will change this tagline to subheading, which is generated by ChatGPT. So you see it has some meaningful text to it. I would recommend to review whatever the content is generated here, since I was just teaching you, so I didn't pay much attention. But sometimes what happens, ChatGPT will generate something that is irrelevant to the prompt you just provided. This was the first bonus. The second bonus is also from OpenAI. If I go to the OpenAI, click right here, you see DALL 2. Click on login. Since you have already created account once, you can use the same account for ChatGPT and DALL. So what is DALL? DALL is an AI which generates images from the description you provide. It's same as ChatGPT, but instead of providing text, it will provide images. I will write Iron Man on the moon with cute white dog. Generate. Okay, so it's saying no. So I think DALL has changed something. It's asking for credits. I don't know, it was free earlier. Anyway, no problem. If you are getting this by credits, what you can do, There is another alternate which is BlueWillow free AI art generator. Click on it. Now, in order to use the BlueWillow, you have create an account on Discord. If you have already account on Discord, no problem, you can use it. But for those who doesn't have, I will show you how you can do it. Download. Since I'm using Linux, I'm getting this option. Oh, sorry. If you are using Windows, you have to download the exe file and double click on it, and next, it will be done. Just cancel. Download the Linux dev file or .gz. I would recommend dev file. If you are using Ubuntu or something like that, can use dev, or if you are using Red Hat or something, I think they will provide RPM package. Otherwise, you can use the .gz and build it from there. But I already Discord installed, so I don't think I would need it to install. So what I'm going to do, I go to the download folder, downloads, dbucket-i, the name of the file says I don't have permission, so I will do sudo, enter the password, enter, and it will install. Since it was already installed in the system, I didn't need to install it again. What you need to do is click on login. Once you hit the login button, here you will see register. Click on it. Write the password. Click on continue. Click on I'm not human. Here it will ask you to select the images so that they can confirm that you are not a bot. Person. So it's asking to create your server. It's not necessary, but if you want, you can create. Now you can go here and join the free beta or beta, whatever you want to say. Accept the invitation. I will click the cancel button because I have already installed the Discord and it is logging with my personal email ID. So I will not do that. Continue with the web version. It's asking if you need assistance with any other language. You can select other language if you want, but I'll just keep it as English. What do you want to be notified for? If you want to subscribe with their updates, you can select this. That I'm not going to. Select both of these and hit the finish. Once you are here, the left side, if you scroll down, in rookie, you will see this rookie 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So what you need to do, just go to any of these. Here it says you must verify your account before you can send message in this server. What you need to do, go to your email. Let me refresh. Here, verify email. Let me see if it's verified. Yeah, it's verified. Let me refresh. Okay, so now you can provide any prompt here and it will generate image according to that. I will say what you need to do, you hit / type imaging, and I will say Naruto in the blue sky. It has highlighted the response for my prompt, you can see, and here you get this option. U means upscale. Upscale, what it does, it will scale the particular image. Here you see all the images are joined together. Let's say I want this one. If I click on upscale, it will scale it up. Pull down. See here, this. You can open in browser, and here just right click and save as. Let me change the name. If I open this in folder, it has opened here. So if I right click and check the properties here, you will see it has 84 KB, and this is the weight and this is the height. It's a square photo. If you select this option, what it will do, this option will change something in that particular picture, provide you with different variations. So you see the image is same, but facial expressions are changing here, and some building shapes are also changing, and I don't know what this is, but you see these are variations. You can change variations and you can upscale whatever the image you like. Now the thing is, when you use in this server which is provided by BlueWillow, there are so many users doing the same. So you will have to scroll up and down to find it. What I do, go to this plus icon, add a server, click on it, create your own server. Got it. Create my own for me and my friends for the club. Click this person. I will change okay 1, create. I will go to the BlueWillow. I will select this one and select on this icon, members list. Click on the BlueWillow bot and click on add to server. Here I will select the newly created server, continue, authorize these actions, confirm that you are a woman, that was picked. BlueWillow is added to our server. What I can do, I can write here, imagine Iron Man on the blue mode. It's processing. This one is relevant. I want more variation about this photo. We got different variations. I will select this one, 1, 2. Scale this one. Now you have two options. You can download this image. I will save the same folder here, Iron Man 1. So I will go to the top, img./Iron Man 1, Iron Man. If I come back here, you see this image here. And the other thing you can do, if you don't want to download the image, you can click on it, right click, copy the image. Since both are same, you will not see the difference. We go back. There it is. Copy the image address. Come here. From that, you will see like this. So now you have superpowers. You can generate your own text with ChatGPT, and you can create custom images with the help of BlueWillow. I would recommend to create your server and do it like this, so you don't have to scroll up and down to find your image. So this was the last video for HTML. I hope you learned HTML properly. In next video, we'll start learning CSS. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe.